All trading is closed on October 23rd, 2024. We'll do our disclaimer, go over our calls, make our predictions. It's my trading plan for Thursday, October 24th. Please remember my calls can be wrong. Trade at your own risk. Please remember my stuff gives targets, it doesn't give entries. Look for the pattern with the early low, which is this, tends to have a late high, which is this. Tomorrow it should also have the early low. We had a lower price target, 58.41.51, that printed, and from back on the 11th we had an optional target, 58.04.32, that printed with support and resistance to that price. It's a reminder of what we said. We have conflicting signals here. We have a pattern which is normally positive, which wasn't. Should lead to lower prices unless we gap and take this high out early, which I think would be quite a stretch. But we also gapped down, hit lower lows, closed over all these lows, and if that's maintained, it's a positive pattern. So with conflicting signals, when we summarize, we'll have to use the mixed signals rules. During the day, MEJT give a sell, and that's already played out. Well, here's the daily chart. We had a bunch of signals compatible with a pretty big drop. All I wanted was for these lows to break, and even though we've started to break down, we need confirmation, of course, for today, but I think it'll come. We just never undercut those lows. And if you look at this line, those lows are now right at the lower Bollinger Band and the 50-day moving average, and that's support. So it's at least possible that we're not going to break these lows, that we're going to find support somewhere in the 5600s and then continue higher. It doesn't break any rules. So that would imply that that we're going to stop somewhere in the fourth wave of prior degree. And we have to consider that as a possibility, because even though this week is part of the market's weakest time frame, by next week we're going to start the market's strongest time frame. And if we couldn't break those lows when the cards were stacked against the bulls, maybe we're not going to break them. I mean, maybe this is just wave 1 of wave 3, and after we get wave 2, maybe we're going to start up again. Can't say for sure at this time. We'll take it a day at a time. Mixed signals rules are right here. Thursday's pattern has the early low, which doesn't tell us where we open. It's a positive sign. We gap down, hit a lower low, and close over intraday lows. Maintain that at the open and we'll see higher prices. Doesn't mean close higher. But it's negative. We had a normally bullish pattern, which wasn't bullish at all. Should lead to lower prices printing, even if they don't come immediately, and they usually come pretty soon. Gapping and promptly overtaking today's high kills that pattern. One of the plausible wave counts has us bottoming in the 5600s cash sometime next week. Of course, other counts might work too, but we're about to enter the year's most favorable time period, and the critical support is held through a weak market period. So we'll take it a day at a time. Mixed signals, commonest thing is a gap and prompt move outside the day's range. What I'd like to see during this weak time in the calendar, I'd like to see us gap, take this low out, undercut 57, 53, 31. That's been tested, so it shouldn't offer support. And then we could hit 57, 26, 87. If we get a sell-off like this on big volume over the next few days, and we get a count compatible with 3 waves down, we're at least going to have to consider the possibility that that support in the high 5600s might hold. We don't have to commit right now. For right now, I look for the pattern with the early low. Signals are mixed, and that's today's call.